explain this to us. When we hear the term defund the police,
right,
what does that actually mean? Because I think people are confusing the two. They think that it means we're going to abolish the police. What does actually defund the police? What does that actually mean?
Right, that's great. Now, there are some abolitionists who are out here who are saying, like, get rid of that. And who can blame? Let me start right there. First of all, who could blame them? Even if we disagree, even if you think, oh my God, we need them. The point is, given the amount of Black people who have died, of poor yellow, brown, red, and other people of color who have died, why would you be mad at Black people and others of their allies saying, and even some white people, abolish the police? So don't even act like you don't understand what that's about. But secondly, defund the police, you're absolutely right. What they're saying is, let's reassign monies to other departments where we defund the police and refund that money to other organizations. For instance, look at that tape, and I'm sure you've seen it, and if not, you'll see it soon, where the Black man who's clearly mentally ill saying, give me that gun, give me this, give me this. He's on the ground. I just watched it last night.
Daniel Prude, and I think it's Rochester, New York.
Here's the thing, man. You treat us worse than animals. We can't even say treat us like animals because you treat your animals so fine. Some of y'all will put your dogs in care in ways you will deny to Black people. So you see this man who is clearly mentally ill, and you put a white bag, a spit bag over his face and essentially suffocate him. And you asking us why we want to abolish the police or why we want to defund it. Because defunding police at that level means give the money to those who deal with mental health. Because a mental health person goes out there, yes, maybe we have some safety and security. We'll grant that. There are other ways to do it besides the police department. So we reassign the policemen to departments where they can exercise safety, but not with the concentrated power of the cops, with the police department, with these police unions that undercut the ability of American democratic institutions to hold them to account. They are ruthlessly out of order. They are well funded, and they seem to act against the best democratic interests of the state. So when we say defund the police, we're saying take the money from the police department, give a bunch of money to other social services that will serve the community. Because guess what? Only about 4% of the duties of the police are what lead to the death of Black people, the kind of violent interactions, going out in homes, this no-knock warrant that killed Breonna Taylor, and her murderers still have not been arrested. The killers of Breonna Taylor need to be arrested, even though one of them has been fired, but it had nothing to do with his horrible behavior that night. So,
Doc, did you see what happened? Not the guy that her boyfriend that she was living with that they barged in on, but the ex-boyfriend.
Right.
That is being reported. They offered him a plea. If you say she was a co-conspirator, you'll get probation. If you don't, we're going to give you 10 years. So in other words, this is why we barged in. This is why we killed her. Even if she was slinging more dope than El Chapo Guzman and Pablo Escobar combined, she didn't deserve to die. That's not your role. Your role is to bring them in and then let the court system, the DA, you let them handle it from there. That's not your role.
Right, and they didn't even accuse her.
Someone.
That's right, that's right. But they were saying it was the present boyfriend, right? So they got the ex-boyfriend and now the present one who was there with her. They arrested him the other day for drugs. So this is amazing. So you can get the quote drug dealers, but not the people who killed Breonna Taylor, whose names we know. So why is it that Black people have to be perfect? We don't have to be perfect. Because if we go around killing every white person who's selling drugs, it'd be a lot of dead white people. If we go around killing every white person who is wielding a gun and shouldn't be, a lot of dead white people. If we go around killing every white person who offends the law, if that's going to be your standard, they will be dead. So the reality is that, as you say, let's not allow the police to be judge and jury. Let's allow the police to do what they're supposed to do. But this is why we should defund them. if we assign the responsibility of public safety to police people in different departments and don't concentrate it in those departments, then we could deal with qualified immunity, because the department would be disassembled and we would be able to challenge it in a certain way. We'd be able to get different people onto the courts who see the value of holding public servants to account in what other area of public service do they get qualified immunity, where if they do some damaging thing, they will be automatically exempt. I mean, Richard Nixon had to get out of the presidency because he was being threatened with some kind of potential legal action. So my friend, it is necessary for us to understand the police cannot be the judge and the jury. Defund them. I mean, LA gave up what, $150 million of the budget?
Good.
You know, I mean, right. San Francisco, about 125 million. So yeah, let's reassign monies to departments which can more effectively intervene in socially distressed situations that permit Black and brown and red and yellow, and for that matter, white people, to live without the lethal consequences of police people who exercise their authority with ravaging intensity.
You know what to do. Hit the subscribe button to become an official member of Club Shay Shay, where we always do something for two something.